Well, hello and welcome back to Creative Writing. Here we are, Module 3. We are entering our 5th week of the course and we are shifting gears. So what we've done is up to this point, we kind of got what is creative writing, got into that, did a little bit of the personal narrative because personal narrative, we all have our own stories to tell. Well, now we're going to get into some poetry. And I love poetry. In fact, I released a book of poetry called Encounters a while ago. I should share some of that poetry sometime. I don't have any right with me right now, but I will be sure to do that somewhere down the pike. So let me just show you a little bit about this module. A lot of good work. Some people getting confused on the upload. I don't know how else to make it clearer. I said it in the video, and I also on the page say you got to submit this as one document, and people tried submitting it as 3 documents. C'est la vie. You obviously weren't able to do that. Again, there was only like 2 or 3 of you, and I won't call you out, but you know who you are. And I will cut you a little bit of slack the first time submitting through. So those of you that did do it, don't worry too much about it. I haven't started grading those because I have some other grading from one of my other courses. So you'll see grades for those probably appearing in the next 2 or 3 days. At least that's my goal. Let me show you where we are at in the course, creative writing, and working with the narrative, poetry is where we're at. That is correct. So down here we are in week 3, actually module 3, weeks 5 and 6. And let me look at the introduction with you real quickly here. We're focusing on, this is kind of free verse poetry, kind of free form poetry as sometimes called. And we are looking at stuff like what is a poem, and you'll see that today you should make your initial poem post, the post in the forum, like what is a poem, and then the first lesson, what is a poem. I'm asking you also to respond, but then on Tuesday also do that first lesson. Many of you have been keeping up really well with the lessons, but you want to make sure that those of you that aren't, that you are getting those done. Lesson 2, does poetry really matter? And then lesson 3, the imagery and free verse poetry to a poor old woman discussion. Actually, what you need to be thinking about as well is I'd like you to begin writing some poetry, because you'll notice that once we hit day 10, that is next Wednesday, you're going to be submitting a next poem for workshop. Since poems are quite a bit shorter, you'll notice that the turnaround's only a few days before critiques need to be in for the group's poems. For this workshop, I've kept the groups the same. Next time I'm going to be switching them up. And then you'll see that by the end of the module that you'll revise these poems and submit them. So it's very, very good. So let me jump back out of this. I just got a distracting message. Don't know if you heard a buzz there in a little bit. So you'll see, here's the what is the poem responses, and you'll see that Caleb actually put his stuff up there. So make sure you get your entries up there by the day, if at all possible. And it's kind of where we're at. I think that's about it. I don't really need to tell you much more. Again, these first 3 lessons you want to try and get done before the end of this week. All right. Hope you all have a good week and happy writing. Can't wait to see your poetry.